Big win for us. Great environment, appreciative to our administration for what they've continued to do to provide a great environment, and even more importantly, our students and all the fans that came out. Got really loud in there. It was fun. Got enough stops down the stretch against one of the best offenses in the country to pull away. You know, Oklahoma's really good, so we're very fortunate, and it's a very good win for us.
Back-to-back wins over the top 20 teams. What have you learned about your team?
Yeah.
Again,
We'll continue to learn and grow. Our detail wasn't great tonight. Oklahoma missed a few for us. I think they probably agree with that. Shoot-around was okay today. So the handling of success from the other day, I thought was good, not great. You know, if you want to be in the upper half of this league, you know, you've got to respond to negativity, as we've talked about, and positivity. And pretty good, but not great. Got to be better there. And so here we go. You know, you beat Oklahoma. What's it going to look like these next few days? Preparing for you know, another big one, another huge challenge. I loved our halftime response, though. I thought we had some really good individual responses as well throughout the game. Played with a lot of toughness, especially defensively down the stretch.
Just what was the key to that defensive success in the second half? Oklahoma had 26 points, shot under 30%, I think, in the second half.
Yeah, late in the game, we were able to be switchable with Ace at the 5. You know, those last few possessions, playing 4 guards. Silas Demery, I think, was just really good from the tip. You know, for 40 minutes defensively was fantastic. We got good speed and length in the backcourt, and we were pretty dialed in with guarding the bounce. They had some deep paint touches that we were able to alter and block, of course, with the length that we've got at the rim. Allowed too much rhythm 3 attempts, you know, from their shooters. Goodine missed a couple for us, you know, coming off a game where he hit 9. He's a terrific shooter. And they're so difficult to defend because they space you probably as well as anyone in our league, you know, with a lot of middle ball screen action, and they just put you in peril with 4 guys that shoot it, and bigs that can make decisions, and bigs that can finish at the rim, you know, with lobs and dives. And, you know, it starts with Fears, too. I thought we did a really good job on him, led by Silas.
Coach, about Fears, you know, was that somebody that you keyed in on coming into this game? And if so, how did you stop him, held him to 2 points and 1 for 11 in the field?
No, absolutely. I just thought we played really hard. We took the challenge mentally. It started again with Silas and a couple of these other guards. You know, a guy that's off to the start he's off to. He's such a talent. And he had our guys' respect, you know, for sure. And so we were dialed in on him, not so much a couple other guys we just did an okay job on. But again, he missed a couple for us too. It's part of the game. But the attention to detail with him and the activity, you know, we extended on him a little bit, and it really exerted ourselves physically against Silas. It started with him.
Dakota had some big points to help you guys close this one out. What did you see from him, especially in the second half?
He's such a steady guy. He's done it throughout the year. It's, you know, we got a ways to go, but he's hit timely shots for us. He's confident. He's very, very even keel. You know, the moment is the same for him in the first time he gets in there as it is late in the game, whether we're up, whether we're down, and he just continues to be really steady. And he's very versatile as well. You know, on the ball, off the ball, we can do some things with him, and made some good decisions tonight.
I think Oda, Deshane, Justin, a lot of these guys have played a lot of basketball coming off the bench. How helpful is it to have just come to those veterans, being able to plug them in late in those games?
Oh, it's huge. You know, we're as we stack up to the rest of the league, we're still very young, but yet we have those 2 graduate transfers. And then Deshane's, you know, he did a prep year, and he played a ton as a freshman. Tyron was, I thought, very good tonight. Dakota was really good. Silas and Blue continued to grow. Deshane struggled a little bit, you know, he would tell you that, but he was as happy as anyone on our team when the final horn buzzed. Excuse me. You know, good teammate and played really hard despite struggling a little bit offensively and had some turnover stuff, but played with a ton of intensity.
About Justin, when Santo and Ace were sitting here, they kind of lit up talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What does he mean to this team, and then what did you see in the minutes he was able to
He was a huge get for us out of the portal. I mean, we were fired up, you know, when he committed to us, and we beat some good schools on him. He had really good options. And he's one of 5 front court players that we play, and certain nights it's going to be certain guys' opportunities. He'll continue to grow and develop. He's got as good a feel and basketball IQ, temperament as anyone on our team. Not surprising what he did offensively, and then he was able to block a shot too, which he did a lot, you know, in the Sun Belt these last couple of years. But just a winning player, a character guy, always ready. Him and Dylan are a lot alike in that regard. That they're good teammates, and when their number's called, they're going to do whatever they can to help their teammates.
Coach, how loose was it to have Somto come in that game, and then like it was the middle of the second half, and have 2 blocks on almost back-to-back possessions in the game before?
Huge. He's such a talent in that regard. Also finishing at the rim and offensive rebounding. He's got some areas for improvement, like all of our guys. Got off to a little bit of a slow start. I loved his mentality, his response in the second half, where and even stepping up at the foul line, making a couple big free throws there late. He was much better in the second half, which is growth, you know, for a true freshman.
Coach, are the shooting numbers concerning to you at all now through 3 SEC games, or do you feel like they're good looks that'll eventually fall?
No, we got to shoot it better. I'm more concerned with the 8 assists, 13 turnovers, you know, and we'll continue to morph. We'll continue to find ways to address that issue, because some of those turnovers led to points, and I hadn't even looked at that, but I just point-blank layups, you know, in the first half, live ball turnovers. Our offensive steal percentage against is poor. That said, the positive is if you can drastically change that, you know, we could be significantly better offensively. I think if those turnovers go down, you probably get a few more open looks a game, you know, and maybe that takes care of itself. But it's something that we are good shooters. It's not something we're going to harp on at all. We want to chase it on the glass. We want to execute. We want to share it. But we got to value it at a higher level.
Is it as simple as just taking care of the basketball and valuing the basketball more, that you went from 9 in the first half to 4 in the second half? Because I know you didn't turn it over much in the second.
Yeah, some of it could have been a cumulative effect of the fouls that we were drawing, you know, and which alleviated probably some of the pressure. But some of the decisions in the first half just weren't on point. You know, we made 2 or 3 right there in front of their bench where we're just trying to thread the needle, and it's just a little care. We fell down a couple times, you know. Some of those, they're just part of the game, you know. Stuff happens. But I thought we played a little bit slower in the second half, and then you say, well, you didn't get out in transition and score as much. We didn't, you know. So it's didn't play quite as fast, but valued the ball better. We got to be able to do both to reach our ceiling.
Mike, do you like the way the makeup of your team in terms of handling success with the Kentucky win and then starting strong, you know, tonight? And then, you know, how would it be if you guys Monday are a top 25 team? Do you think this team can handle that success?
We've already addressed the fact that we weren't quite as sharp, and that's Oklahoma's really good, like really good. They're going to continue to win a bunch. They do a fantastic job. And again, they didn't shoot it great. Our detail was good. Our mental toughness was very good. We were locked in the other day, and so again, it was the response for a young team after beating number 6. It was pretty good. It needs to be great. You know, coming into this week, it's got to be great. If that were to happen, I'd be happy for our fans. I don't really care. I want to reach our potential and reach our ceiling and continue to get better and prepare well for this next one. If it happens or it doesn't happen, we're still going to talk about how we handle today's success.
We've talked a lot about how small the margin for error is in the SEC this year. How big is this win and the fact that you take care of business at home and
Yeah.
last 7 minutes could have gone either way?
Yeah, without question. I mean, they're all huge. They're huge, and I say they're all like there's going to be a bunch. I don't know. I mean, who knows how many we can get and how many some of these other teams win. It's just great opportunities, but every one of them is just going to be a war, and you got to appreciate the ones that you do get. We appreciate the home court advantage that we had tonight, and we got to work cut out for us, though, moving forward.
Coach, you talked about his defensive impact, and he didn't shoot the ball well tonight, but Silas Stimmery, what can you say about his ability to command the offense?
He was terrific. He was he was, to me, the best player on the floor tonight. Toughness, stability, maturity, and a lot of stuff that he brings this team and this program right now, and I hope he can continue to grow in this role, does not show up on the box score that we're looking at. You know, his leadership in huddles, the impactful things he's saying in timeouts, the way he carries himself, drew 8 fouls, goes to the foul line, converts, high-level defender, rebounder, turned the ball over 1 time. And those are things that are easier to control as opposed to, man, I went 1 for 7. I'm in the dumps because I should be 5 for 7 or what have you. You know, you compliment the way he played and you make a couple more shots, and we're all sitting here talking about, you know, how elite he was. But he's got an ability to affect the game in a big way without scoring, but he also can score.
Got time for 1 or 2 more?
Coach, you talked about protecting the home court, but just, and I know you're focused on the process of this opponent, that opponent, next game, making this team as good as it can be. But in the meantime, your read-off wins and the culture of Georgia basketball is on the rise. Could you just talk about the big picture of where you are and where you hope to be?
We're not going to do big picture. I'm sorry. We're just great environment. You know, fired up about the students and all the fans that came. Our administration's done a great job. It was a fun win. Really happy for our guys. We've got a ways to go. We do. You know, we're going to lose. We just are. We lost in Oxford, and boom, we bounced right back and had some really good preparation leading into the Kentucky game. Had some pretty good preparation into this one. We got to be really sharp on Monday. We got to take advantage of a day off. That's it. I want to keep these guys in that mindset, and they've embraced that. And I think it gives us the best chance, obviously, to continue to grow and develop as a team. Everything else will take care of itself.